G'day guys, welcome back to Roughed Up Pep. Today we have Paul Fluffy, and it was really interesting.
Yep. Had some interesting stories.
Yeah, had some good conversation. But we will let you know that this guy's name, he's known as Hey Cunce guy.
So there's a little bit of swearing.
A little bit of swearing.
It's actually not as bad as you probably think it is.
Exactly.
But yeah, he's a really nice guy. Awesome stories. Talks about a lot of different things.
Exactly.
He talks about where he came from.
Yeah, how TikTok's scamming him.
Yeah, how TikTok's scamming him. How his tour is going. Just life in general.
His knee's fucked.
Yeah.
His dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy the episode. See you guys.
Welcome back to the Roughed Up Podcast.
Welcome back to Roughed Up. We are with Paul Fluffy, the Sinclair, the comedian.
Hey Cunce.
Hey Cunce, the Hey Cunce guy.
The Hey Cunce bloke. Travelling the world.
Travelling the world. So he's come all the way down from Caloundra.
Yeah, staying at a mate's house at Wurtulla, just the next suburb from Caloundra.
Yep. How's your week been going?
Fantastic, nice and easy. Just been visiting. Lots of ice creams by the beach. Gnocchi, food, breakfast. Early nights, beers at night.
Oh, sounds like
It's got the big fucking TV with the Netflix. I only watched it one night and it was just shit, I thought. Actually, I watched the first episode of Hunted.
Hunted? Oh, yeah, I've heard that's alright.
Oh, no, it was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing?
Yeah, embarrassing.
Is that the Aussie one?
Yes, I think it's the second one. And believe it or not, where I was working over 12 months ago, Ian, what are you doing? Ian, the whippet.
The whippets are into everything.
Yeah, fucking cheeky little cunts. So I was working on a farm down at Victoria, and there was a couple on Hunted that are friends of the son of the people I work for, and I don't know if you understand, but they've got to rely on their network of friends to sort of go and hide for 21 days and escape the
so it's
hunters.
Is it kind of like there's a bodyguard dude coming after him?
Yeah, there's so they've got a big I think it's in Melbourne somewhere, I don't know exactly where, but there's a big high-rise, like a headquarters of computer people and detectives. The fucking whippets, they're into come here, whips, you fucking naughty little cunts. On the farm working, and they turned up, the couple turned up at the farm to stay in one of the little cottages, and then the next day all these fucking black cars turned up with the Hunted team all in their black outfits.
Wow.
So there's a ground crew that is in communication with the head office or headquarters, and they intercept social media and phones and all that sort of shit. Yeah, and they tracked them.
Sounds very serious.
So I don't know if they got caught or not, but when I was there and they were filming all afternoon, fucking drones going around. I'm in the garden. They're trying to get shit out of me, information. I didn't even know any of this was happening.
So you're an episode. Do you know what episode?
I have no idea. So this happened, I reckon it was about April, 18 months ago. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a while ago. So it's been a while since it was filmed. And then, it went to air Tuesday night, I think the first night. Monday or Tuesday night?
Yeah, no, it was Monday night. It was
Monday night. I only watched the first episode. It was.
Do you watch it often?
Yeah, no, I watch it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You
No,
must.
it's one of my favourites.
So I don't know where they are now. If they're.
It's like 6 people have been eliminated and they're struggling. I think the hunters. It's a good show. They get all your information like off your social media. But people don't delete their laptops when they give them to the cops.
I feel like it'd be easy.
You know, exactly. You delete all your shit.
Yeah. Well, there's one pair on there. They're IT guys. He actually did, and he set up little malware. So when they got into his phone or laptop, it installed malware on their system
and like post on Twitter, like stop getting on my laptop.
Wow. Okay.
But anyway, so that was shit. So I only watched TV the first night. And just fucking.
I hate free-to-air TV now.
Oh, it's rubbish. I haven't had a TV for over 12 years.
Yeah.
I just go down the rabbit hole of the fucking internet.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Exactly.
Oh, YouTube's got everything on it now.
I know, and I got my own YouTube channel. I don't put that much on it, but
Shout it out.
Instagram's a platform of choice. I started on TikTok with the Hey Cunce thing.
Yeah, I noticed you don't post on there.
No, the fucking cunts banned me.
Oh, that's shit.
So, and everyone says is it because of your language fluff? It's like, well, no, because there's bad language all over.
Well, you see on Instagram now, there's full nudity.
Yeah, I know. And there's gambling on TikTok and a lot of people don't know this and the media won't talk about it and I don't know why, but so when you do a live on TikTok, people give you gifts, like fucking trucker caps and and they're only worth they're only worth like half a cent.
Yeah. We've got 3 cents.
We've got 3 cents. We've been live twice.
Well, so the first account I got up to 267,000 followers. So every time I did a live, there'd be 30,000 people in the on the live. And they're all fucking tapping the screen and wanting you to mention their names. And so I was getting $300, $400, $500 for an hour going live, coming in. So I set up the withdrawal system. And this is real money. People, I don't know why people fucking do it. I'm just
stupid. I feel like it's a waste of money.
So anyone's watching, enjoy TikTok, but don't fucking...
No, donate to us. Yeah. Please, donate to us.
Donate to us.
We need all the money.
And this is where people don't realise what's going on. So my account got quite successful and I set up the withdrawal thing, so PayPal. You can withdraw $200 a day maximum or...
that's a bit stupid.
$1,000 a week.
Yeah. Okay.
Totaling $1,000 a week maximum. Then you just got to wait till the next week. So I managed to get 3 withdrawals out, maybe nearly $300 all up. And by this stage, it's up to over $1,000 in there. I went to pull out $200. Nah, there's a problem. The little fucking buffering thing. Try again later. Try tomorrow. No, there's a problem. No, went to do it again tomorrow. No, there's a problem. And I just could not withdraw money. I'd go live again.
Yeah.
I used to do lives like in the middle of the night for the overseas, time.
Yeah, the US
different
people.
time zone and the UK and America, and the first account got up to over $8,000.
Wow.
In the thing, and then they banned the account and keep all the money.
That is horrible. That's a lot of money.
That is,
I know. So this is
how many times it happens. That just happens
And it's
every
the
day.
people that are donated to you as a fan.
Yeah, and you
want it to
mention
go
their
to you.
name and they get a little buzzy feeling that, the Hey Cunce bloke said my name.
Yeah.
Which is the whole idea of going live. And I'd do lives. I'd go on bushwalks and up fucking mountains. And when I was in Victoria, I'd pick like a good bit of scenery, sort of promote the state and tourism. And yeah, so the first account got banned, over 8,000. Second account I had 87,000 followers maximum. There was over $4,000 in there. Again, I managed to do about 3 withdrawals before it shut me down. Well, not shut me down, but you just couldn't withdraw any more money. I'd go live, more gifts had come in, more. Some lives, over $1,000 had come in. It was crazy. And so the second account up to $4,000, banned the account, TikTok banned it, kept all that money.
Yeah.
Third account I opened and they shadow banned it, which means that none of my videos went onto the
For You page.
So they recognised, it was really hard to set up the third account because they recognised my mobile number and said this number's already registered. Anyway, I managed to do it and the following was shit, so I realised that, they've shadow banned this. I didn't do any lives. Then I started to post all my videos on Instagram and nothing got banned on Instagram. No accounts got pulled down for...
Have you ever thought with like the whole live thing, because if you enjoy it, why don't you do like YouTube or like TikTok lives? Because people can still donate to you.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing TikTok anymore.
Not TikTok, I mean...
like Twitch.
Twitch.
Yeah, see, I don't understand all that. I'm a Luddite. You're fucking young. You were brought up on this technology. Like, I've just flown by the seat of my pants. 54 years old.
You're doing well, mate.
Missed that era. I was travelling Australia back in the late 90s, early 2000s, just working in bars and casinos and hospitality resorts around like Port Douglas, Gold Coast, down in Victoria. And I sort of missed that whole early stage smart technology, if you know what I mean, like the whole Windows thing. Fuck, I remember working when I was in the police force. They were MS-DOS based systems.
Yeah.
Like, there's fucking panels of
Text.
like those things that spin, like something out of fucking Lost in Space.
Yeah.
That was sort of what we grew
Part
up
of
with.
Star Trek or something.
Like, but now, like, what I can do on my phone, that's the only device I've got, is, well, outrageous. You go worldwide.
They call it the Infinity Box.
Do they?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, the Infinity Box. You can do absolutely everything you want just in your hand.
Yeah, I know. And so when I had to get my teeth out 18 months ago, that was a fucking process. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because that's not fucking funny. But I had a blood infection, so the teeth had to come out. And I had 4 procedures over 6 months. And genetically, I'm fucked. If I was a cow or a dog, I'd be put down.
Yeah.
Hey, Sachi. So the teeth had to come out, and it was a real identity thing. It's like, fuck. What? I've got my teeth are coming out.
Yeah,
like,
it would be a harsh change.
So that was when I first really started the little TikTok back then, the little TikToks where I've always said, hey, cunce. And I've always said, no, I cunce, love you. I haven't made that up.
Yeah,
That's just,
it's just what you've said.
and then I made quite a few videos and they sort of weren't doing anything. And then one I did, I just got home from the dentist. It was the next day, I think. And I said, hey, cunce, and talked about the mutant sunflowers I had in the garden and swore all the way through it and finished with, no, cunce, love you. And I think that one on TikTok went up to 5.7 million views.
Oh my god! Wow.
In days.
What was your thoughts like when you just saw that amount of number?
It's crazy. I remember the first day. I went up to it by that. I'd done it in the morning, late morning, and I posted it. And there was tradies there, so they were packing up at about 4 o'clock. So by then it was up to about 67,000, 70-odd thousand views, like in a day. And then the next day it was 250,000. I thought, fucking hell, this is just outrageous.
Yeah.
So I just did another video with Hey Cunce. I can't even remember what the second video was. Just, Hey Cunce, talk shit doesn't matter. I could talk about fucking grass growing or the paint drying and finish with I cunce love you.
You're an entertaining man. That's all you need to just say, hey cunce, and you'll be...
It's just your personality, eh? Like, just draws people in.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean for this to happen. Bit of a long story. So I was making videos at home and downtime at work and posting them. The people at work knew I was making them, and then one day he got home from overseas and obviously didn't like my success and sacked me. And I thought, oh, fucking hell, I lived in a house on the farm. Yeah. Which was I had to get out of that.
Where were you working at?
Down at Mansfield in Victoria.
Yeah.
I'm fucking glad I'm out of that place. Like, it's the middle of winter there.
What job were you working for?
So I was on a farm just like as a general farmhand gardener. Yeah. Just around the house, do the lawns. I just ended up being their bitch. Like, I'd clean the gutters of the house. Yeah. Just stuff. Like, I was doing more than gardening work, and I sort of wasn't really happy. I'd been there for 12 years, and I just kept getting more jobs given to me, more jobs, and I wouldn't get any help from the other guys, and I'd have to fucking drop what I was doing and go and help them on the farm with the cows. And so the boss,
farm bitch.
Yeah, that's all I was. Yeah. He sacked me on the 20th of June, 2022. I had a little townhouse in Mansfield, which was rented out, so I thought, fuck, what am I going to do? I couldn't kick them out because they had like a rental agreement. And the rent was paying most of the mortgage, not all of it. So I thought, fuck, I'm going to have to go back into hospitality, cafe. I thought, fuck, there's no way I'm doing that again. Back in my day in a cafe, like, the biggest variant you got was fucking skinny milk.
Yeah,
now there's fucking soy, oatmeal, lactose-free, double macchiato, short flats. No, I just...
Extra cream.
Yeah, well, I just get a flat white with 1 sugar, and they look at me like I've got 2 fucking heads because it's a normal fucking coffee. They say, oh, full cream milk. I said, there's no fucking substitute. Like,
That's so true though.
So I thought, what the fuck am I going to do? So I took the employer to work safe for harassment and bullying, because what he did was just totally illegal.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to get chances when you fire.
Oh, I know, and bailed me up, humiliated me in front of the other staff members, sent me threatening emails, you're not to have any communication with your work colleagues, like just an absolute narcissistic fucking asshole. And I didn't know what that word meant. I'd heard about it when fucking that old mate Trump came on the scene, narcissist, and I thought, what the fuck's that? Never really paid attention. And I had to, because I was on the work cover, whatever you fucking call it, I had to have some, I don't know, psychological evaluation and treatments, and she said to me, he sounds like a narcissist. I think, well, I don't know what that is. Julia, her name was, and so she read out let me just read you out what the psychology definition of narcissism is. And I tell you what, it was him to a fucking T. And I'd been there for 12 years, and this had been going on without me even realising. That was the biggest, I don't know, reason I probably fell into the hole with mental health that I did, was because I went to school, I'm educated. It might not look like it with no fucking teeth, but that happened later in life.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what that word meant, and I didn't identify what was happening over all those years. So anyway, so I was on the work cover for 6 months. So I got 80% of my wage paid while I got my shit together, packed down the house.
Yeah.
Decided I was selling merchandise at this stage. T-shirts, trucker caps, cameo messages, personal messages.
Yeah, they're a big
Fuck,
thing.
that's huge.
Yeah.
I've actually got a couple to do that came in overnight. I'll do this afternoon after I finish here, lads. But I thought I can make a fucking living out of this.
Yeah.
And then after the work cover thing, it took them 8 months to pay out my long service leave, like nearly 25 grand's worth of long service leave and annual leave and entitlements. He stretched that out for 8 months.
Yeah.
And my savings I was running out, so a mate of mine, she's retired, well not retired, but I went through the police academy, the police force with, and she's out of that now, and she's got a new husband, and they do the stop-go thing, the traffic controlling.
Yeah.
She said, do that. If you're going to travel Australia, you can, if you get your tickets, you can do that
Anywhere.
anywhere. So I did that in Victoria because I needed to get a job for a couple of months until they fucking paid out my entitlements. So I sold the townhouse, hit the road 1st of November, went over to Bendigo in central Victoria, worked for a couple of months just doing the traffic control to cash up a bit. And I got a message from a bloke called Tommy Little from the radio.
Okay.
Carrie and Tommy show on
Yeah.
the Hit Network or Hit FM Network or something. And he said, bro, love your stuff. It's brilliant. Just don't change. And I thought, oh, fuck. So I sent a message back. Thanks, Tommy, very much. And a few days later, got another message from him. He said, would you come on our radio show? And I was like, fuck yeah. So the producer rang me and we made an appointment or a time for them to ring me. And I was actually, they wanted a good backdrop. So I was down at the Lake Epilogue, a big reservoir just outside Bendigo. Beautiful. And it was midweek, so there was no fucking people or boats there. It was they wanted to do a FaceTime thing. So did the interview there, told them all about the TikTok accounts getting banned. They didn't realise this was happening.
Yeah.
And they edited that out because no one talks about it. No media talk about it.
Well, mate, it's going to stay in this one, so...
That's it.
Oh, I know. I talk about it in my show. People are just like, are you serious? It's like, yes.
That's a lot of money.
And they're doing it worldwide daily to thousands
Where
of
does that money go? I wonder where that money
stays in China.
goes.
Yeah.
So it's fucked. It really, and I spoke to a friend of a friend of a friend knows, well, his father is, and his son is a senator in Canberra. Now I managed to get onto these people, this senator, and he rang me up. And I was telling him about it, and I said, this is fucking international theft. Like, why isn't... Can the federal police, like, charge them? He said, nah, it's just happening all over the world, Paul, in America, the UK, Europe, everywhere it's happening. They're banning accounts, keeping the money. I said, well, why the fuck is not anyone talking about it?
And as well, you can kind of see it how they've got $1,000 a week maximum that you can take out.
Yeah.
So like they know that there's always going to be money in that account.
Correct.
No matter what.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So his words were just delete the app, promote what you can if you're going to travel to your followers on the other platforms about what's going on. And yeah, so if you're going to stay on TikTok, do so, watch it. But don't buy the fucking gifts or the credits or whatever, because you're just giving the Chinese government or ByteDance company, which is controlled by the Chinese fucking Communist Party, they're just milking the world
for money.
Yeah.
And as well,
hundreds
like,
of millions.
The thing with TikTok is, in China, they've actually got a completely different app.
Yeah, I know. They won't let them use it there.
What the rest of the world is.
No, like they use it, but it's like showing them bridges of engineers.
Yeah, it's like all education. It's not like
it's
they won't let.
Over here.
Yeah, no, it's out of control. Yeah, so Instagram's a platform of choice. I deleted the app of TikTok, and anyway, so Tommy on the radio, we got on his chat. He asked me, have you ever done stand-up? And I was like, I'd never fucking done it before. I'd never been on a stage. I said, what the fuck would I say, Tommy? And he said, oh, man, you've got thousands of videos. All you have to do is take your teeth out, come on stage and say, hey, cunce, and you'll have the crowd. So, so that was back in February. And then it was late April, or May, actually. I was up at Dalby in Queensland. And I was heading into Brisbane. And I saw on Tommy's fucking Instagram page his dates for Brisbane on the 5th and 6th of May. So I sent him a message to say, listen, Tommy, I'm going to be in Brisbane around that time of your shows. If you're up for it, I'm up for it.
Yep.
So he messaged back, he said, fuck, man, that's the best news I've ever got. He said, I was just about to go on stage in Adelaide. He said, I'll do the show, and when I come off, I'll give you a call. So he rang me back later that night and said, this is awesome. The producer will ring you up, Yvonne and Amy's, and she'll talk you through a few things, or make a rehearsal time sound check. So yeah, Friday the 5th of May, I turned up at 3:30 at the Tivoli in Brisbane. 1,100 people. Well, it was seats. It was empty at this stage. It was just sound check rehearsal. They were setting up. 2-story theatre, fucking balconies. I thought, what the fuck have I got myself in for here? I'd spoken to Yvonne and she said, you got 5 minutes. I have complete faith in you. You'll come up with something. Don't overthink it. So she said, film yourself. So I was staying at friends at Wynnum. So I'm walking around the fucking backyard filming a bit of material, and she's laughing at me and saying, oh, we'd have dinner that night. She said, oh, God knows what the fucking neighbours are thinking. You walking around the backyard going, hey, cunts. So I went on, we did the rehearsal sound check. I'm nervous as fuck, just absolutely.
I couldn't imagine doing 11,000 people stage.
Yeah, and we were having lunch that Friday with Janice and Tony, and I was just fucking trembling, just had toasties, and I got the train in early, so I had heaps of time, didn't need any extra stress. What are you doing, boozer? And did rehearsal, then went around the corner in the afternoon to a bar where I was meeting some friends for the next night's show, and I thought I'll just go check out where that bar is. And then met a fan there, and we had a beer and went back for the show and fucking nailed it.
Yeah, wow.
Absolutely no. That's on YouTube. My mates in the crowd, they filmed it. Tony and Brycey, they fucking filmed it. That's the only footage. There was no professional cameras there. So that's on Paul Sinclair, I think the YouTube page is called. And I don't know how many fucking views it's got yet. And anyway, the Saturday night, went on stage again. They said, you got an open mic tonight, no time limit.
Wow.
So I did about 9 minutes, nailed it again. Afterwards, Tommy went on, did his hour-and-a-half show. That producer, Yvonne's fucking grabbed me by the scruff of the collar and dragged me into the green room. I'm thinking, oh, what the fuck have I done here? And she sat me down. She said, I've been in this game for 20 years, produced every comedian in Australia, like Tommy Little, Will Anderson, Judith Lucy. She reeled off all these other names. They're all on fucking TV, those ones. And she said, I've never seen a virgin comedian get up there and do what you've just done and fucking nail it. You walk the stage. She said, I reckon within the next 6 months you'll have your own show. And I'm thinking,
wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Just, yeah, righto. Just shrugged it off. And then the next day on the Sunday, I got 3 messages come in through Instagram from 3 pubs, venues. Would you bring your show to our pub? We want to have you. And it's like,
wow.
well, I haven't got a show.
Yeah.
And the first bloke I spoke with, Stuart, in Lismore, he said, fuck, man. He said the same thing as Tommy. He said, fuck, you've got all these videos. They're just hilarious. Like, you just go through your videos.
Yeah.
So I did, and hit my first show was in Lismore on the 8th of June, I think it was. I've fucking lost track now. Sold that show out. Another one at Broadbeach, Surf Life Saving Club, that was a sellout. Another one at North Lakes at a brewery, that was a fucking sellout. Then I fucked my knee a few weeks ago, so I'm just waiting to see how that heals.
Yeah.
And the next show's in a couple of weeks' time up at Bundaberg.
Wow, that's awesome, eh? Like,
I know.
Like, you've just gone from doing absolutely nothing, having a really bad time in your life, and then just gone crazy.
Yep.
What would you describe yourself as now? A comedian?
Yeah, I do. I've had to fill out a few forms, like when I went to A&E to get this X-rayed. Occupation, comedian.
Yeah, wow. That's awesome.
I thought, no, fuck it. That's what I'm not a gardener anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not a farmer anymore. Don't live in Victoria anymore. Not fucking going back to that place to live. Yeah. I've made that call. It's too cold down there. When I had no teeth for 6 months, I lost nearly 18 kilos because I wasn't allowed to eat any food except drink sustagen powder and boiled up like meat bones and like it was just like a
sludge.
Wasn't even. I had to go through muslin cloth, so there was to be no solids in it because they were getting into the sockets where the teeth had come out because my bottom jawbone was so degraded by infection over 20 odd years. That was just causing more issues. So doctor said, you're going to have to go off the food. Get on the beers.
Get on the beers.
Get on the beers and get on the sustagen powder, and that was it. So I went through last winter in Victoria, which was
too cold.
No, it was fucking painful.
Well, lots of my family from Goulburn.
Yeah.
And I've been down there to visit them a couple of times. In winter, it's so cold, and then in summer, it's ridiculously hot.
Oh, the heat is just dry.
Yeah.
It's cicada. In Bendigo, it was hot when I was at Bendigo, January and February, working on the roads. I remember one day it was about 44 degrees, and we had to wear full-length pants, long shirts, and it was just... The heat in central Victoria is just outrageous. Outrageous.
You've done a lot. You've done a lot of travelling. Where's your favourite spot in Australia? Favourite spot. My most favourite spot. So I sold up in Mansfield. I'm not going to go. I've made the call. I'm not going to go and live in Victoria anymore. Too fucking cold. I'm too old for that. But I remember I pulled into... I was staying with some... Actually, it was a week before the Lismore show, and a follower messaged me. She said, I live at Evans Head. Come and stay with me. I've got a pool, spare bedroom. I thought, all right. So I went and stayed with Beck and loved Evans Head. Beautiful. I grew up at Ocean Grove on the beach down at Victoria on the coast, the Great Ocean Road, just up from Torquay. Back in the 70s and the 80s, and that was a little surfing village full of little fishermen's shacks and asbestos little houses and like that's just what the town was. These little beach houses, and they've all gone now. They've all been
bulldoze. There's these big fucking 3-story McMansions with glass balconies. The main street is fucked. It's just full of tobacconists and chop shops and $2 shops and just shit. But Evans Head is off the main highway, so you have to turn off to get to it. Yeah. There's a pub there, there's a supermarket, post office.
All you need.
One fuel station.
A pub?
Yeah, the pub, the Illawong, go and have a wine at the Wong. Yes. Bakery, amazing little Japanese cross Mexican takeaway, amazing gyozas. I love fucking dumplings.
Gyozas are so good.
Yeah, I could fucking be one.
I had a banh mi this morning, you know, the like Vietnamese like rolls and they put the pork in them?
Yeah.
Can't beat them either.
Yeah, I know, the duck.
Yeah.
One of my favourite places is called Super Normal, 180 in Flinders Lane in Melbourne. That was where I had sort of my first real gyozas and those bao buns. The bao buns, a little beautiful white doughy thing with pulled duck in it. Oh, just amazing. But yeah, Evans Head by far reminded me of... No, you stay here with...
You've grown up in Victoria.
Yep.
And you mentioned that you went to the police force.
Yep.
How was it growing up, going to the police force, leaving that, going to the farm, and now all of a sudden you're doing this? It's a chop and change in every...
Yeah, just... Like, I know so many people that went to university and spent, I don't know, 4 fucking years learning engineering or medicine or whatever, and very few of them are even in that game anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't go to university until later in life, and I sort of just studied natural resource management, and I'm not doing that. I just did what I wanted to do. I wasn't really looking for a career. I wasn't afraid to, no, I've had enough of this, I'm going to fucking jump ship and go and join the police force or leave the police force and go and open up my own business, a garden design business, and just give it a fucking crack.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, stop it and do something else.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people still ask me, I haven't been in the police force for 30 years. A lot of people ask me, oh, my son or my daughter wants to join the police force. What do you want to have a chat to them? And I said, I can do that. And I just say to them, join it. If you don't like it, leave.
Yeah.
I can't.
How was your time in the police force? Did you enjoy it?
I didn't enjoy the general duties on the road because you're just driving from...
I heard you were in forensics.
Yeah. So the 5 years you had to do on the road, general duties. So you go to burglaries and...
Yeah.
Stolen cars, and that's all you do is filling out fucking forms. Yeah. Versace, come here. Here she is. Quick, here. You are cheeky.
Versace.
Go on, Abby.
So, and then I took promotion as a senior constable and ended up in fingerprints. It was back in the early 90s, so it was very early days of DNA testing, and they'd collect DNA samples for decades. But science was just working out how to analyse it, and there was a couple of test cases in court where DNA was used as evidence, as a form of evidence, and it was successful. And I loved that fingerprints, going to the crime scenes, murder scenes, accidents.
You would have seen a fair bit.
Oh, I've seen stuff that no one should see. However, there's a lot of other people that have seen that same stuff. So you've got your first responders, like your ambulance people, the fire brigade or MFB, whatever they're called, whatever state you're in, that turn up to an accident scene, murder scenes. You've got family that walk into a house and discover the crime scene. There's the coroner, pathologist, other detectives. And then you go on to like funeral homes. There's this... You just think you're the only one that's seen this just absolute carnage. But there's so many people, so many first responders, nurses, doctors.
How's the communication with all of them? Like,
yeah, amazing. There's an unwritten bond. People say, what did you get out of the police force? And something no one ever mentioned, but there's this unspoken bond between police, fire brigade, ambulance, nurses, doctors, volunteer firefighters, SES, that you all know what you've been through. You don't need to talk about it or to introduce yourself. As soon as you say that, I'm an ex-copper, or they introduce themselves, I'm in the ambulance or whatever, and you say, I used to be in the police force. Bang, there's a connection straight away.
Yeah.
It's just there. You don't learn it out of a book. You discover that over the weeks, months, years that you're in whatever service that you're in. And that's what I got out of it. And I was on a podcast. My first podcast was with a bloke called Matt O'Brien. I do beg your pardon. He, New South Wales, ex-copper, ended up in a sort of bad way, resigned, went through all that shit, and he's just started the heart-to-heart walk of first responders, raising mental awareness in first responders, because people join the police force, ambulance service, whatever it is, they go to work, they turn up to disasters, floods. No, you're making yourself at home, Sergeant. And then when you have a bit of a meltdown or a bit of a breakdown, or everything builds up, they expect you, the hierarchy expects you've got to turn up, you do this, do that, off you go, there's a job, there's a murder, another one, fuck, I've been at this job for 12 hours, oh yeah, there's another one you've got to go to. There's no therapy or treatment back in my day, you just had to turn up to the next shift. And so anyway, Matty was in a bad way, and so he's raising, there was a, Senate inquiry or something into suicides and in first responders, and the cost was basically, so if someone suicided, I don't know how they did this, they come up with a financial cost. It was like $1.5 million was the expense to the Australian community. However, if those people were unsuccessful in their suicide bid, the cost to the Australian community went up to something like $8.5 million, because there's ongoing treatment, care, medicine, carers. Someone loses their partner will lose their job because they've got to become a full-time carer. And there was this Senate inquiry, and it got presented to Parliament, and then it just got shelved. Nothing was done.
Wow. Yeah, that's not
Nothing
great.
was done. So Matt he saw this, and he's not fucking stupid. He read the inquiry and researched it, and there was a lot of his sort of colleagues and mates that were in the same boat as he, and so they decided to do this heart-to-heart walk. So they left Finke, which is the geographical centre point of Australia, Finke in the Northern Territory, on the 1st of July, and they're walking all the way to Canberra over 3 months.
Wow. Yeah, that is a long trip.
So they do 40 kilometres a day. It's about 16 ex-coppers, ambulance, first responders on the walk, and they sort of bit of a relay. Some day there's 4 of them walking, some days there's 10 of them, and they've just arrived a couple of days ago at Maree in northern Mildura somewhere, New South Wales. Not sure exactly where it is, but and they arrive in Canberra on the 26th of September, and then there's a big family walk on the 28th, Thursday the 28th of September, which I'm going down to, from, I think it's Government House to Parliament House, and they're presenting this shelved report to the Prime Minister, I think, or the Minister for First Emergency Services, whatever, to say, listen, you've got to do something about this. Yeah. These guys have given their 30 years service to the country, volunteers as well, and then when they have a bit of a breakdown, they just get fucking handballed off into the corner. Exactly. So yeah, he reached out to me just through my fucking Instagram, and I went on his podcast, and we've plugged that, and I'm going to go down and meet them. Friends of mine, we're travelling Australia with all the husbands were. They left the fucking wives at home, and they actually caught up with them just at Maree, gave them a donation, and Matty made a video and posted it, and Peter had my shirt on with "Hey Cunce" on it, and you know him, he said, yeah, he fucking comes camping with us, and so, yeah, just helping make awareness to mental health in these first responders, making people laugh. I don't think I'm funny.
You're definitely funny. You're funny, man.
Well, I know that, and that's why I don't understand. People ask how it happened, and it's like, I don't know. It's
just you.
Fucking,
it's just natural.
Nothing's made up.
Yeah.
No stories are made up. It's everything that's happened. After the first show, I did a couple of debriefs with my agent and Liz Moore, and then I met up with a lady at Lennox Head who came to the show as well. When I met up with her at a cafe, and she just said, I loved it. You don't tell jokes. Like, there's no one-liners or puns, or you tell stories. It's just your story.
Yeah.
And no one else seems to do that. But there's a few.
Yeah.
And just giving laughs, and people love it.
Is a question for you. Who is your favourite comedian? Like, who do you like in the comedy world?
Well, my favourite I've watched for a long, long time is the late Barry Humphries.
Oh, yeah.
Dame Edna Average, Celeste Patterson, just an amazing, very articulate, educated, well-read man, Barry Humphries. And his characters, and again, he didn't really tell jokes, just stories.
Yeah.
And then he passed away recently, and I still watch a heap of his Dame Edna clips and Celeste. Just a fucking classic. I've seen him in like live a couple of times last 30 odd years. And one thing I did take from what he used to do was whenever he had a show, he would turn up at about a week before the show, like say Geelong, which is my hometown. And he'd just do a little bit of local research, find out the wealthy street, the shitty area, the best pub, just local stuff, and would incorporate that into his show in Geelong. And you'd be sitting there, I remember watching it Geelong, he'd be talking about Newtown and Highton and Corio, the shitty area, and it's like, how the fuck does he know this? Yeah. And it's because he took the time to get a little bit of local knowledge, to engage with those people that come from that town. There'd be no point him talking about fucking Peppermint Grove in Perth to a Brisbane audience.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. Whenever I have a show, I turn up there a week before.
Do some research.
And visit the local things. Like Bundaberg, I'll go to the fucking rum factory. I don't drink rum.
Have you been there before?
No, never been to Bundaberg.
It's pretty good. It's definitely worth the tour.
There's a few things I'll do up there. So I get up there about the Monday, I think. The show's on the Friday. So that'll give me plenty of time to get a little bit of local knowledge. And so Barry Humphries by far has had the biggest effect on me as a comedian now that I'm fallen into this fucking comedian line of work. Carl Barron,
oh, absolute Aussie legend.
Yeah. Carl Barron, love watching him.
Yeah.
Jim Jeffries,
yep.
Does a lot of stuff in America now.
Yeah.
I just love it how he says all the things that you're not allowed to say.
You're not allowed to say,
Yeah, and apparently I was talking to someone the other week and saying he did an interview, it was on a talk show, and when you apparently appear in the States, you get a list or a rider of what you can and can't mention, like no religion.
No politics.
No, none of that. And he actually, you're not allowed to say cunce because
Americans hate it,
They hate the word.
Yeah.
However, a lot of my following's about 30% Australian, and then the next is about 26%.
Same with us. Ours is
USA.
70% USA.
Yeah, it is.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I've got a huge American following, and I get a lot from people saying, "Oh, what does cunce mean? Why do you swear like that?" It's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And people say, "Oh, I love your videos. I love watching them every day. They make me laugh, but I don't. Why do you have to swear all the time?" It's like, "Well, don't fucking watch it." I don't understand why you would even make that stupid comment. And then you go and have a look at their profile, and you see American.
Yeah.
Could have fucking guessed that.
We get a lot where it's like, we get the obvious comment of, hey, 2 more white guys making a podcast. And then you look at their profile and it's just like some like 12-year-old kid playing Fortnite.
And it's like,
I know.
Yeah, it's like,
And you get trolls like, you should be banned from this, or it's like, well, you look at these, and people ask me, how do you deal with all the trolls, all the bad comments? I say, if I see something on the comments and notifications,
that's it.
If I don't like it or I find it offensive or whatever, I hate that
You
term.
seem like a man that doesn't get offended.
I just delete. And sometimes I play with them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fun.
That it is. It's really.
You play with them. It's like, why the fuck would you even make a comment? Because now your I don't know, page is going to get bombarded by the algorithm with more videos because you've made a comment.
Because you've interacted with it.
Yeah, and because I've replied back to you, it's just going to thank you very much, I hope. And then I fucking 48 hours, I'll take a screen grab, and 48 I'll just go in and block them.
Yeah.
Because I'll come back with some other fucking smart thing. And so not a lot I play with. A few of them. Well, I used to play with a lot of them, but I just...
It's so much effort.
Look, every DM, I get thousands of messages a day, DMs. It's amazing, like from people with issues and love your videos, love what you're doing. There's quite a few famous people that follow me.
I saw you with Reggie the other night.
Yeah, Reggie Bird from Big Brother. She opened up my show down at Broadbeach Surf Lifesaving Club. She came along and a couple of nights before for a training session with the Surf Lifesaving Club, and she offered to come and open my show. It's like, fuck yeah. So,
she seems like a lovely person,
great. Absolutely. Real down to earth. So her eyes are fucked.
Yeah.
She's got this, I can't remember the word, what it's called, but she said it's like looking through a straw.
Oh, wow.
So she's fine during daytime when there's natural light, but in a dull light she's almost totally blinded. So, there's quite a few sort of famous people that follow me that I just like, fuck, really?
Who's the biggest?
Katy Perry.
Wow.
Katy Perry follows you?
Wow, that's insane.
Katy Perry.
She's in top 10 of Instagram followers.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, Tommy Little, he invited me to go on his show, open up his show for him. Harry Connick Jr., Ricky Lee Coulter, all these chefs like Jamie Oliver, Curtis Stone, Angus Stone, Curtis Stone, all the American Idol people follow me. That's how Katy Perry. It's a bit of a long story, but friends of friends of friends.
Oh, by the way, do you want to Bilsons? They're like a vodka drink. It's up to you. You don't.
No, I'm driving, so I won't. But
Okay.
No, I won't.
You can have one if you want.
Friend of a friend works as a musician mentor. Alan Stone, his name is, on American Idol, and his wife is Tara Stone. She's Australian, and her father is my mate Peter, works with. It's a long fucking 6 degrees of separation. And he said, fuck, you're going to have to mention these people's names, Fluff. They fucking work on American Idol, and they just, every time they get into the studio, into their toolbox meeting in the fucking Lionel Richie, Katy Perry, they say, where the fuck is he? Where's the Cunce bloke today? So I made a video and I posted it mentioning Tara Stone, Alan Stone, EJ Warland, and they're all watching it thinking, how the fuck does he know our names? So, and then I got, I was getting some messages from this big long name. It wasn't Katy Perry, it was a big long number. Which I think is your user number on Instagram or something like this. Fucking telephone. A message back and forwards, and it was her.
That's insane.
I know.
So you had a conversation with Katy Perry?
I've actually had 4 WhatsApp phone calls from her.
Wow. She a nice lady?
Yeah. She's always fucking pissed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's always at the fucking clubs or at a private party late at night, it's about 10 or 11 o'clock our time in the morning. First time she rang, I was on the beach up at Lennox Head with the dogs. Beautiful. Northern New South Wales weather, blue sky, surfies, 4-wheel drives on the beach, like absolutely idyllic. And they're in Los Angeles at this fucking party and pissed. and we were on the FaceTime thing, and I was just showing it. She's going, "Oh my God, I just have to. Next time I'm in Australia, we have to fucking meet up."
Yeah. That'd be awesome,
We
eh?
can do that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So yeah, there's quite a few people that follow me that who'd have thought?
Yeah.
12 months on.
I was gonna ask you before, how did you leave the police force? Because I feel like it'd be a hard thing to leave.
Well, it was. Once I made the decision and put the paperwork in, it was like, what the fuck did I worry about?
Yeah.
But I was in forensics, so early days of DNA, as I said earlier, and I was one of 4 detectives, fingerprint detectives, that was chosen to go to La Trobe University to study some science degree specialising in DNA to then come back and teach the police force. And I said to them, I fucking hated science at school. I
agree.
just was not my thing.
Yeah,
I was
wasn't my
more a
thing.
fucking coloured pencil and paint and clay man, not this music man, not this fucking academic. And I said to them, I don't want to do that. It's not me. I'm going to end up coming back to the police force 6 years, I'd still be in the police force, but after uni and just working in a classroom teaching recruits DNA methods.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
No.
And they said, you haven't got a say in it. So I thought, well, fuck you. I quit.
Yeah, good on you.
So I did. I waited till they enrolled me and filled out all the paperwork and did everything. I knew I was going to resign. They didn't at this stage. And then I finished on the 31st of December, New Year's Eve, in 1994. And I said, that's my fucking finish date.
Yeah.
Fuck yous.
Wow.
So
well, you're living the life now, I'm telling you.
that's how I got out of the police force. And, yeah, now living the dream.
Living the dream.
As Evans Head was the... I'm not going to buy anything until I travel all of Australia.
Yeah.
Because I want to go inland.
My favourite spot, I don't know if you probably have, you've been everywhere, but 1770.
No, I haven't. That's on the list to go.
So nice there.
So I'm up to, Bundaberg is the furthest north I'm going on this trip. Then I've got to head south because I've got dates and shows all along the coast of New South Wales. So I've got to get back to Brisbane. There's another show in Brisbane. I haven't released those dates yet because I'm just seeing what this fucking knee situation.
Yeah. Do you want to say for the viewers how you did your knee?
No, I was at a mate's house at Port Macquarie 3 weeks ago, and this fucking border collie ran into the side of me, full bore, took the knee out, all the medial ligaments, the lateral ligaments. The X-ray showed no obvious fracture or ACL damage because I can move my leg in a way that if the ACL was fucked, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then when I was at Broadbeach, I have to wear a full-length brace for at least 6 weeks because I couldn't weight bear. I can weight bear on it now even without the brace, but I have to wear it 24/7 except when I'm in the shower. And I can actually feel it repairing.
Yeah, that's good.
And when I was at Broadbeach for a week, I stayed there because I couldn't get him a camper trailer. I couldn't set it up because this is fucked. And there was a heap of physios and medics there training, and they sort of looked at my X-ray and said, you'll be right. If you wear that for 6 weeks, if you're one was a team physio for some big football team or rugby team. He said if you were playing footy, you'd be out for the season.
Yeah.
But you would be good in 6 weeks to start
just moving
training again.
Yeah.
So I'm optimistic that all will be well, but I'm just not confirming to any more shows yet until at least after Bundaberg, which is that 6 weeks will be up.
Well, make sure that you go and check out his Instagram to make sure if you can get into some shows. Because
so I've
it's a TikTok teeth tour, is it?
Yeah, it's a teeth talk tour. So I thought I'm just going to take the piss out of TikTok. They fucking ban me. So I finish every video just before I say, no, Cunce, love you. I sort of, whatever I'm talking about.
Talk or,
garden talk or whippet talk or fucking Moreton Bay talk, pilot talk. Just to take the piss. And then when I had to come up with the name of a show, I thought, people are saying, call it the Hey Cunce Tour. It's like, no, I just... I'm saving that. So, and then I just came up with the teeth talk. And I thought the teeth talk tour.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, so...
Would you ever do like a Netflix special, like, you know, the really nice camera angles and...
Yes, well, it's funny you ask because we've actually filmed a couple of pilots for a travel show.
Ooh.
Oops, that's your little fucking bony ass. So I was in Echuca in Victoria on the Murray River there, New South Wales, Victoria border, late January, early Feb, for a week off. And a friend who sort of is advising me, she's been in the promotion game for a long time, big international promoter, and she sort of got my back. And she organised for a film crew to come up. So with the 3 guys, there was a cameraman, a sound man, and the other bloke, I don't know what he fucking did. He was more like a scout, location scout. Maybe the producer, I don't really know. And I said to Michelle, they're not fucking staying with me. She said, no, they'll stay in town at the fucking motel or something. So they actually filmed me for the week, travelling around Echuca, making videos. So down at the port of Echuca, on the little beach there, at the Holden Museum, they were filming me making videos. Yeah. Oh, okay. And then they were filming me in the camper trailer, because I do all my own merchandise, package it all up, fill my orders all on Shopify. Yeah. So they were just filming me, all these behind the scenes, and they'd fuck off and film sunrises and sunsets, all those fillers, like bird sounds.
B-roll
and
kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I do have to go into the studio and do some voiceovers at some stage. So in that week, they've come up with 2 pilots. So they had drones flying over me driving. Yeah. I had to pack up the camper trailer and then set it back up so they could film me. And so just really random stuff. Yeah. I actually didn't speak to the camera, so we've got to do a few more takes at some stage. Yeah. And we were going to do like a Netflix type thing, but I've just set up Patreon.
Oh yeah.
So we're going down that line.
That's
Then you get the direct money, and then instead
it's the new way, because YouTube stuff can get monetized. Yeah. It's not like you know that you're going to get paid. With Patreon, it's like a monthly thing. Yeah. And it's a bit more...
I've seen a lot of comedians make their own website and put it behind a paywall on their own website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, I had someone come up with a business plan, a proposal for me, and the first thing she said was Patreon. I said, what the fuck's that? Yeah. She said, it's a paywall. So keep doing your Instagram stuff for all your followers. And then I've got every video, even though TikTok banned me, I'd always made the videos. So they're all on my reel in the cloud. So I've still got every fucking video. So Celeste was saying, we'll set up a paywall, Patreon, and a monthly subscription, all your exclusive stuff. So all the stuff that's been banned can go on that. Yeah. All the bloopers. Yeah. So if I do I used to do videos 2 or 3 times and, I fucked it up, start again. But she said, no, just keep the blooper going. And save them there, all behind the paywall. And then when we do this, go into post-production with this tourism show, that will go on the paywall as well. Yeah. So we'll just keep it. And I think with what's happening now with that actors' strike and Netflix and the streaming giants not paying royalties to the...
Yeah, and to the writers and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy.
So the writers had said, well, fuck you.
They're going, it's a big strike over there in LA.
Yeah, and it's hitting Australia now, like TV productions. There's a lot of actors in Australia are now standing strong and proud against these big fucking conglomerates. Yeah. So I think this is early days of the downfall
of the big streamers.
Absolutely.
Well, I think the Netflix has kind of killed themselves with the whole sharing the password thing, where you can't give your password to your grandma anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Because now she needs to be in the same household, which I think will kill them. I think will kill them.
And I know, and everyone thought it would. However, I read an article yesterday or the day before that they've had a huge jump in subscribers.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, fuck, we're going to have to...
Well, I think it's because they want to finish their show and then they're going to go...
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think now with people being able to own all their own content, target their fan base... if people want to come over from my Instagram onto Patreon and get behind the paywall to see all the exclusive stuff, well, that's their choice.
Yeah.
And then they know that their subscription
Goes to you.
going to come to me, not fucking go to
China.
TikTok, Netflix, fucking Google, Zuckerberg. Like, they've... As you said, they've shot themselves in the fucking foot.
Yeah.
They're too fucking greedy for too long.
They're all the big companies are way too greedy, and then people like you and other people do go, fuck it, I'm going somewhere else. I'm doing it myself.
Yeah, going solo. You can do it now.
And they're nothing without the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The more people... Like, I've had offers and I've knocked them back. I've had offer for a movie role. The first movie role came in. We knocked that back. That was huge money, life-changing money. However, the contract was 4 times thicker than the script.
Yeah.
I wasn't to do any more posting on Instagram, any socials.
Wow. But that's who you are.
Oh, I know. And I said to Michelle, who's... I'm not going to do this. She said, it's big money, Paul. I said, but how can I go missing?
Yeah.
And I don't think they understand that by you not doing that, people aren't going to go to your show.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Because you're not doing that.
If you're posting on Instagram, you can tell them about this movie you're doing and create hype for it.
Yeah. No, there was none of that. It was all fucking confidence in commercial... What is it? Commercial in confidence?
Yeah.
It's so...
And I didn't really understand the big words and the legal... I did... But fuck, it was... I had to get advice on a
Dictionary
bit of it.
out.
Yeah, it was just the way they worded things. I could read between the lines. It's like, no, there's no fucking way. They're going to own me. So I wasn't to say anything until post-production, the movie's ready for release. They were going to sell it, put it in cinemas or streams or wherever it was going to go. And I wasn't... Then I was committed to... Well, during filming, I had to go overseas for about 16 weeks. And I've got the whippets. They can't go overseas.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put them in a fucking kennel or a... I thought, no, fuck, I'm not going to go over there. And then once I started getting further into the contractual, I don't know, arrangements, I thought, nah.
Yeah, exactly. No point.
No.
You're doing well as yourself.
I know. And so I'm keeping control of it as much as I can at the moment, for as long as I can. I didn't have a plan B when this knee thing happened, and I was in complete fucking shock. 24 hours later, I had shows booked out, tens of thousands of dollars in like ticket sales. I think, fuck, I'm going to have to refund. I can't drive, can't do the trailer. I'm going to have to stay. Like, it was just a complete head fuck. So I realised I need to get someone on board. So I've got a bit of a plan that I'm getting like a merchandise ticket person, PR, PA, whatever it is.
Just if you ever need a photographer, I'm here.
So there's a friend in Brisbane. She's a real goer, young girl. She's got a coffee van, and she's trying to sell that because the arse has fallen out of the takeaway coffee.
Really?
Yeah, one of the first things to go with all these interest rate rises. Yeah. People have stopped buying their $5
Oh, yeah, because
coffee.
they can't afford it anymore, yeah.
It's like $5 for a coffee, that's $25 a week, or $35, $7, like... First thing to go is the coffee. Yeah. All the jet skis on the market, all the fucking boats on the market. Yeah, caravans on the market.
I work at a used car place, and the amount of cars coming through there at the moment is ridiculous.
Oh, it's going to get worse. So people know that they've got to come up with $2,000 or $3,000 extra a month in a couple of months' time when the honeymoon period's over, and they're not going to be able to. They all bought a fucking caravan on their house mortgage during COVID. Went away once.
Then they got to sell it.
And got to sell it. So, so when Rachel finally sells a camper, she's going to come on the road with me. Yeah. Loves it on the road, wants to get on the road. So she'll travel with me and live the dream, do the merchandise, set up. I can then just go out filming. And the more filming I can do, the more content there is, the more followers, the more fucking bloopers end up on Patreon.
The more ticket sales, more artists.
Yeah, all of that. So that's plan B at the moment. When that happens in the next, I don't know, couple of months. So after Bundaberg, I head back down south, down to Victoria
to the cold.
Well, November, December, so it starts to warm up by then.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of shit in the shipping container. I'm going to get rid of that. Just going to give that away and just fucking stuff. You just don't need stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And Tasmania in January.
Yep.
South Australia in February. Well, I actually come back from Tassie into Victoria, do all the western part of the state of Victoria, heading over to South Australia for Feb, and then over to WA, up along the coast, up to Darwin, under the Gulf, to Townsville, not Townsville, Cooktown, and then back down.
Are you organising all these shows?
Yep.
How does that work? Do you message a pub at a venue?
I wait till they message me. I get a message. So there's a lot of places in Victoria, South Australia, New South Wales that have approached me.
Wow.
And I'm just waiting for... I've been to a few venues to check them out and just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Go with your gut feeling. I think, no, just slightest bit of doubt. It's like, no, not interested. I've been recommended a lot of places to go to, so I went and checked them out, and the venue manager wouldn't even give me the time of day. It's like, well, fuck you.
Well, yeah.
Damn.
They're losing out on a lot of money there as well.
Well, bar sales alone.
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got bigger venues like theatre venues. I'm only doing pubs and clubs. I'm not doing like auditorium seating or theatres or civic halls, because those bigger places want to do their own ticket sales. It's a pain. They want commission on the tickets. Yeah. They want commission on the...
I went on a rant the other day about how shit Ticketmaster and all that are. They are so painful.
Yeah, well, even Eventbrite. And you can... Again, it's the slow death roll of this industry that we knew it. That's all we knew, because you can go completely independent now. And that's why I'm going. I'm going to own the whole fucking lot. Yeah. I've got the trademark. I've trademarked Hey Cunce. I've got the domain name.
Why did you spell it how you spell it? Is it because the...
Well, when I had the teeth out and I made that video about the sunflowers and the auto captions came up, I went to post the video on TikTok and there was auto captions came up and it spelt cunts with my lisp. C-U-N-C-E, and I looked at it and I thought, you know what, I'm going to fucking stick with that. So I played around with a few more videos and I didn't post them, but I made the auto captions come up. So yeah, can't C-U-N-C, and I thought, you know what, that's it.
And as well, then on things like your shirts and stuff, doesn't seem as offensive.
Yeah, I know, and it's like a term of endearment, like in Australia. I had a call from a bloke this morning who's got this boat, disabled access boat up at Caloundra.
Yeah, I saw you on that with the Whippets the other day.
Yeah, we're going on that tomorrow morning again. And he was he's a concrete pumper, so he's on this building site with all these other tradies waiting for the concrete to turn up. The pump's there all fucking ready to go, and the concrete hadn't arrived, and there's like fucking 30 odd big tradies all going, hey cunts! Hey cunts!
Yeah.
So they all talk to each other. Hey cunts, no, cunts love you. Fucking on their radios and their fucking diggers and tractors.
My dad is constantly like, hey cunts. Like he messaged our group chat the other day.
Group chat, he's like, hey cunts, what are you tipping these fucking...
No, it's certainly gone viral. And one sort of word of warning, and I've done it, but I keep getting messages from people like, oh fuck, I was sitting in the waiting room of the vet the other day, and I've opened up your page, full volume. Hey cunts, it's like, oh, it's too late. It's too fucking late. And I've done it. I've been at a shop waiting for my fish and chips or whatever to be, hey cunts, it's like, fuck. But I'll tell you a story. When I was at Dolby, everything seems to happen at fucking Dolby. But I was in a caravan park. I stayed there for about 2 weeks. It was a great park, great location. Everything was there. anyway, so I was only initially there for about 4 or 5 days. So I thought, you know what, I'm set up. I'm going to stay for a couple of weeks. And I was went to the toilet, the bathroom, in the shitter, opened up the phone. Hey, Cunce. Fuck. Turned it down. And the bloke in the cubicle next to me said, oh, my God, that's the funniest bloke on the fucking internet, whoever he is. And I said, well, it's fucking me, Cunce. And he's gone, is that you? Are you the Hey Cunce bloke? I said, fuck yeah, me. And he was so fucking excited. He was having a shit next to the Hey Cunce bloke. It was, if only I could have recorded it. It was very, very, very funny. That's actually part of my show, that little story.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But then there was a lady in an aeroplane, like a jet, full of fucking people, and then the tarmac waiting for takeoff or something. And she's opened it up. Hey Cunce, and the whole fucking plane's heard it. Started laughing. There was another lady giving blood in one of those blood banks, and there's just rows of these reclining seats full of people. They're fucking donating blood, and I don't know, you're there for 20 minutes, half an hour or something. And so she opened up Hey Cunce, and they all started laughing, and then she messaged me. She said, fuck. Within 5 minutes, nearly everyone in the chair was watching these. Yeah. All you could hear was, hey, Cunce, hey, Cunce, no, Cunce, hey, Cunce. Throughout the whole blood bank room, all the nurses are coming in. What the fuck's going on in here? Oh, have you seen this bloke? Oh, yeah, he's a fucking pisser. So it's gone hundreds of millions.
Yeah. Well, even today, you were telling your missus' dad about who we're talking to today.
And he was like, oh, I love that guy. Everyone knows you.
Everyone knows you.
Yeah, get bailed up in the street
that
every
must
day.
Be surreal, eh? Like, we haven't had that yet. But, like, a person coming up to you, knowing you, but you don't know them.
Oh, yeah, bloke drove past us. I just crossed the road. The Hilux is just over there. Great park. And I walked across the road. It takes me a while to walk with this thing on, and he yells out, "Hey, Cunce!" And I thought it was you guys. Like, you've been out and you're just getting home, thinking, "Oh, you're about to turn into the driveway." And no, he was just driving past. And then I was down at the I was here at Sandgate a week ago, and then went up to Caloundra. I drove back for this podcast, but I was along the waterfront here, and I'd been to a cafe actually. And a guy came out and his arm was all in a fucking sling and I'm in my brace. I said, oh, this is a cafe of all the fucking crippled people. And he just didn't say much. I had my glasses on, my teeth in. I had my scarf on. I had the dogs. And then I went and had breakfast and I takeaway coffee sitting on the chair and I'm waiting for all the fucking people. I had to wait for a bit of a gap to get up and make a video. And I made the video and I hadn't even fucking hit stop for 3 seconds. And this bloke was sitting up there with his arm in the sling. He got up and walked over. He said, I've just been watching you. As soon as you got up and took your glasses off and started doing your video, I thought, that's the fucking Hey Cunce bloke. I said, yeah, I saw you at the cafe. He said, oh, no, I didn't even think it was you. Like, you had your glasses on, but as soon as you took it off and you started talking, it's like, fuck, you can actually hide yourself.
Yeah.
Like the hair was up.
You would think you're the beard and the hair.
Yeah.
Like you would know.
Well, I know, and then I'll get a heap of messages and people say, oh, I was in this shopping centre, I thought I saw you there. But do you wear glasses? I said, yeah, that was me. Fuck, I should have come up and said hello.
Yeah.
Have you had any bad experiences with people coming up, or is it always...
No, bad, no. There was one... It's been a couple of situations. So in Brisbane, after the comedy festival I opened, we went out on the Saturday night and it was the Magic football round.
Yeah. In Brisbane.
Yeah, I think, I don't know how many rounds, 6, 7 matches.
It was like
in one.
8 or 7?
Like all of the matches, like 10 or something,
And afterwards it was fucking packed and we'd had a few beers and it's 11 o'clock and we got into this fucking queues outside every nightclub and we got in and I'd only had one beer. It was just too many people coming up. I thought, you know what, I'm not comfortable in this.
Yeah.
They're all young, they're all fucking pissed.
Yeah.
I thought, no. So that was sort of I suppose the worst, if you ask. But no, I haven't had any... Oh, there was one woman at Lennox Head. We were there having a great night out. I did a meet and greet and she... she's a fucking nutter. It turned out that she wasn't the centre of attention.
Oh no, yeah.
And
bit of a Karen.
Yeah, and she fucking got all vocal, and I thought, you know what? I don't need to put up with this. And she just kept going on, and I was like...
It ruins everyone else's time.
When it did, I said, no, guys, I'm out of here. I'm not listening to this. She fucks off. She wasn't even in our group. She was just, nah. And it's like, nah, fuck you. I'm out of here. It's because of you. You fucked everyone's night. I just got in an Uber and went back home. I don't have to put up with any of that shit. Nah. Just walk away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
If I don't want to do something, I won't do it. I've been offered to come and do this or come and do that. So, you know what?
No.
I don't have to.
Yeah,
don't have to. As I said, I'm in control of my own destiny.
Yeah.
Whatever I want to do, if I don't want to... I didn't have to drive all the way down to Sandgate here, but I chose to, and you guys reached out, and here the fuck I am.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you for coming.
That's all right. My pleasure. Thanks for having me on the Roughed Up.
We'll probably wrap it up now, eh? But do you want to shout out your Instagram and your tour?
Instagram, Paul_Fluffy_Sinclair. Same on Patreon. Next show, the TikTok tour, is Bundaberg Brothers Sports Club, Friday the 4th of August. So the doors open at 6 o'clock there. There's bar, there's fucking food. I think showtime's 7:30 or 8 o'clock. We just winged that. Are you right, darling? And then after that, I haven't booked in any more shows until November. I'm down at... The only show at Victoria I've sort of confirmed at this stage is at the Waterside Hotel at San Remo on the 24th of November. Hey, Whippet? You're coming on tour, aren't you? So thanks, guys, very much for having me.
We appreciate it. Well, thank you for coming down to Sandgate. I know you were already here, but you did a bit of a...
No, my pleasure. So this one's just for you.
Yeah.
Roughed Up Talk.
Roughed Up Talk.
Roughed Up Talk.
No, I can't love you.
No, I can't love you. See you.
Pleasure, lads.
So much, Paul.
You're welcome.
Real inspiration.